Good evening. First off, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the elders for allowing me to speak tonight. And I'd also like to thank Wade, Robert, and Randy for being great influences on me and encouraging my studies and my growth as a Christian. I've chosen love as my topic to speak on tonight. Love is a very broad word in the English language. If I was to say that I love my dog, it'd be a little bit different than if I said I love my friends. Love is something I enjoy having in my life. And every time I pray, I thank God for love. I thank Him for His love for me, my love for Him, the loving friends and family He has blessed me with, their love for me, and my love for them. But mainly for loving me so much that He sent His only Son to die for my sins, my friends' sins, and the world's sins. In my studies, I have found 4 synonyms in the Greek language pertaining to love. The first is eros, the type of love between a husband and wife. The second, storge, is family love, like that of Jacob and Esau in Genesis 33:4, and Joseph and his brothers in Genesis 50:21. The third is philia, friendship love. This is how Christ spoke of Lazarus in John 11:11, and how Luke describes Julius the centurion's treatment of Paul in Acts 27:3. Other examples are David and Jonathan, Paul and Timothy, and Christ and Peter. The fourth and most important is agape, 100% total commitment, unfailing and devoted to others rather than self. In 1 Corinthians 13, the necessity of love is described for us. The Apostle Paul begins by urging the necessity of being motivated by love in verses 1 through 3. Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not charity, I am become a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains and have not charity, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. Paul tells us here that even the best gifts are nothing without love behind them. Without love, they are pointless. They won't profit us spiritually. Without love, it's nothing more than noise. Christians are taught by God to love one another, 1 Thessalonians 4:9. To love one another is to do your best spiritually for another. Paul gives the characteristics of what our love should be in verses 4 through 8. Charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, is not puffed up, doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil, rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth, beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. Charity never faileth. Love is all these things. Love is patient towards people. It's good-natured. It doesn't brag, isn't arrogant, isn't foolish. It's not out to please itself. It doesn't gain from others' afflictions. Love covers sin. Love is optimistic. Love is everything good. Love never fails. I would like to share with you a story called No Farewell to Love. As an aged Christian lay dying in Edinburgh, a friend called to say farewell. I've just had 3 other visitors, said the dying man, and with 2 of them I parted, but the third I shall keep with me forever. Who are they? The friend asked. The first was Faith, and I said, Goodbye, Faith. I thank God for your company ever since I first trusted Christ, but now I'm going where faith is lost in sight. Then came Hope. Farewell, Hope, I cried. You have helped me in many an hour of battle and distress, but now I shall not need you, for I am going where hope passes into fruition. Last of all came Love. Love, said I, you have indeed been my friend. You have linked me with God and with my fellow men. You have comforted and gladdened all my pilgrimage, but I cannot leave you behind. You must come with me through the gates into the city of God, for love is perfected in heaven. And now abideth faith, hope, charity, these 3, but the greatest of these is charity, 1 Corinthians 13:13. Without God's love, we would be lost to sin and death forever. But through His love, we are saved. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, John 3:16. Without my family's love, I would have never heard the word of God. I would have never believed. I wouldn't have repented of my sins, never made the great confession. Without my friends' love, I would have never been baptized for remission of my sins. Without that love, I would have never remained faithful. Without love, I would be lost. I found faith in love. I found hope in love. But most of all, I found love. Love, especially God's love, truly is the greatest of all.